and welcome back to another Fantasy Minecraft 101 series. In this episode, we are covering the Berserker. So, we got our lovely little Ogre skin, because our origin that we picked is the Ogre, and we're covering the Berserker Class. So, one nice thing about this class is it's just got, well, this class and origin combo. You start off with a massive amount of health, you deal a ton of extra damage with axes, and overall it's just been a pretty fun class to play. It does look like the mod developers have updated the archer, but that was the last non-spell based class that we were playing, and it was a tough start. This one is pretty easy from the get-go. I would even say this is probably a good beginner class. Let's just cover a couple of the brief points and things about the origin and class. So the Ogre Origin is pretty big, and you'll see when you're trying to go into say a village structure, it can be a little bit annoying. Sorry about all the cow noises. You have to remove that third block if you want to fit through doorways. So if you don't and you just try to go through a normal door, you're just not going to fit. So it is pretty cool in game if you look at it. He's pretty big. You stand up next to a villager, he's huge. So just keep that in mind if you're taking the class, that is going to be something you're going to have to deal with. It makes ladders somewhat difficult. I just trash everything. So, I want to fit through there, smash the door open. It almost helps with the Ogre RP, right? You're just blasting through places willy-nilly. So, other than that, you have this Bloodlust ability. So, this is pretty cool. We'll demo it later, but you can turn Bloodlust on. Everything turns red. You move faster. You just go into pure killing rage mode, and it's pretty cool. So you have that, Bloodlust, Gargantuan. Ravager means you use axes better. It's about a 25% damage increase. You can eat pretty much anything, so you can eat raw food or zombie meat without getting poisoned. You're more tanky, so you're harder to deal damage to. And then these are your two major downfalls here. You're almost never full. You almost constantly need to eat. Depending on what clips I include in this video, you'll see sometimes I just straight die because I forget to eat, because you just have to eat so much. And then you move slower. So I have a lot of skill points into speed abilities at this point, but you do move significantly slower. So keep that in mind if you're taking this origin. But again, you don't need to be this origin to take this class. And then as far as the class is concerned, you start off with your normal path of the warrior. You get a bunch of melee abilities, kind of however you want to work it out for you. I like a lot of these ones. I specifically chose this Goliath and Heavyweight for this Earthshaker effect, and I'll show you why. But the path of the Berserker essentially grants you stacks of rage, and you gain melee damage, attack speed, but you also take more damage. So you start to just one-hit guys left and right, but you do take more damage in time. So make sure you take items that give plus to health and try to get your hearts up. And then from there, you can go into these different specialization lines. Because I chose the Ogre, I went down for the axes. I think my base damage of the axe is 45 or something like that at this point. Which in perspective, the axe itself as a weapon, the base damage on the raid axe that I'm currently using, I think is only 10.5, so a ton of extra damage we're getting with axes through all our skill points and class specializations. And then I'm using this Berserking ability because it turns into this leap, so it just blasts you forward, you slam onto the ground, you damage everything in the area, and it just, you know, start dealing tons of damage. So it's a great way to enter a location. You can just kind of just blast down, slam down. Alright, so we can talk about a little bit of some of the base equipment you might use. Again, because I went Ogre, and because I wanted to go Axe Mastery, I chose to go with the Raid Axe as my main hand weapon and my offhand weapon. You can dual wield these things. Also, just for some reason, these tooltips are appearing off the side of the screen ever since the newest update, only on some items. I'm not really sure what causes it. Most of my items, but then all of a sudden this one off the screen. No idea why. But yeah, so from you can dual wield them. The attack animation does show both of them attacking together. Yeah, so it looks like it's probably just taking the stats that you have on this one and adding it to your attack damage. So it is cool. You can dual wield. It was actually, I was in the Discord, and if you guys are watching this and didn't find it through the Discord for the mod pack, the devs are pretty responsive in there. There's a couple of players who are pretty responsive in there, and one of them had messaged me and watched one of my previous videos and suggested I told him I was going for the Berserker class, and he suggested the Ogre and the dual wield with the Raid Axes, and it's been a ton of fun. That being said, remember, this is a 101 video, so we're not talking about like the best gear you can ever get. It's like what's easy to get relatively early in the game, and the Raid Axes, you can get them all the way up from, you can get a flint to a stone to an iron. I mean, so you can make these things pretty early on. They do require bones instead of sticks. Again, relatively easy to get. Very easy to get, I should say, equipment. So, yeah, I think the Raid Axe is a good choice. In terms of armor, you'll see right now I have just a mismatch of iron and diamond because I am up close and personal, and I do not yet have a mending villager. I don't intend to get one in a temporary world and take the time to do that. But, and we might craft some of this later, you can... And again, if you ever want to just use this EMI search function anytime you're looking for things, so you can see what came with the Berserker mod pack. What did they intend you to use, right? So, you know, there's some different axes. I'm actually not sure how to get these because it doesn't have a crafting recipe, so they must drop off of something, I'm guessing. But you can get this Wildling head. These add to your rage power. You can get these Wildling leggings. I haven't gone that route. I was actually going for the stuff that comes out of, I think it's the Warriors and Wizards mod pack. Kind of the ones that, you know, most of the other class guides we were looking at. So the Warrior helmet or the Berserker helmet, right? Berserker seemed to make sense to me. The Warrior helmet's super easy, iron and leather. You can make a ton of these things very early on. And then you have your Berserker helmet, where you do need netherite scraps, some goat horns. It's a little bit more complex to build. I don't know if we'll get into that in this episode. I don't have the netherite scraps at this point. But we'll go through, we'll make a full set of this warrior stuff just so you guys can take a look at that. There we go, we got a legendary. We'll call that good. Oh, mythic. The luck. That's the first mythic item I've rolled since I started this character. See, now we're not getting lucky. Let's just try some boots. So after using all of my leather, I have a Mythic Warrior chestplate, Mythic Warrior leggings, and a Legendary Warrior helm. And then we only got Epic Warrior boots. So We do have a full set of the warrior gear, just to kind of talk about. It naturally spawns with 3% melee damage. I'm sorry, it naturally spawns with 4% attack damage, so that melee damage is actually extra. And then, you know, you can get stats like speed, max health, and additional damage on it. So, like this one has the critical chance. You know, overall, a pretty decent set for this class. So I did spend the majority of my enchanting points recently enchanting some diamond raid axes, which I'm not even using yet because I want to be able to combine them once these ones start to break. So let's go look at some of these different spell options you have for this mod pack. So the one I've been using is this Warrior's Codex. This is very similar to like a World of Warcraft, you know, Diablo Barbarian, World of Warcraft Warrior. I think even the spell names just come straight from that game. But this is like kind of your most basic and easy to understand spell book. You have your Shattering Throw, which is a nice little ranged attack. Demoralizing Shout reduces enemies. I don't ever use these things. Charge, you know, nice because it increases your movement speed. Anything you can do to get that increased movement speed is very nice in this class because of the origin that I picked. And then Whirlwind, which is a nice AoE, damages everything in the area. I mean, you can leap into the middle of a pack of mobs with your class ability, your signature ability, and then just start Whirlwind and you just kill everything. So this is the one I've been using. This is the one you'll see me demo in the video, but I just wanted to show you some of the other options. The Ancient Rune Tome is what comes with the class pack, I believe, for the Berserker. So you can fear the target, give yourself the rage effect. Blood Reckoning deals physical damage around you and converts absorption to health, so it increases your rage duration. This actually sounds like it would be probably pretty good. Deals self-damage, so slashes wildly, deals 60 to 100 physical damage, clears negative. This actually sounds really awesome. It sounds like it might even be AoE. I have not unlocked it yet. But that, you know, is an option as a spellbook as well. And then I have used this spellbook a little bit. This Juggernaut's Technique from the Clean Arsenal pack. Valiant Strike, you know, reduces damage you take and deals damage to an enemy. You could pummel nearby enemies, so this one is a AoE. This is also another AoE, slamming the ground with an explosion, and causes some additional after that. And then you can sunder the ground as you walk, dealing damage nearby enemies. So again, like, you have a ton of options with these different spell books. So I would, you know, take a look at them, see what you like, and then, you know, ultimately decide which route you want to go. Oh. Alright, so those are some basic attacks there. Pretty standard. Alright. You can use this dual wield these axes and kind of get like a double swing thing going on. Let's try oh, I think we already triggered that one. Let's try throwing our weapon. So I had come up here once before, but was not recording. Oh, look at that little weapon throw. That's pretty cool. Gives it a little bit of a ranged capacity. But I had come up here once before when I wasn't recording, and then I figured I could just hop back off, come back up, trigger these spawners, but yeah, I'm not really sure how spawners work in this mod pack. The cave spawners definitely continue to spawn like normal. You can build spawner farms out of them, but the ones up on this boat seem like some of them re-triggered, but oh, okay, maybe they just take time. So there's axe throw again. or whatever that's called. Shattering throw. So we'll check out the other ones. So charge isn't like it is in maybe, you know, some of the games where it targets you. You just activate it and you run faster. This is definitely super nice for this is definitely super nice because you already have a pretty low running speed as this class. So we'll try Demoralizing Shout, lowers their attack. Nothing really I would find myself using. Oh, hello. This is a good time. Wow. It's a named guy there. Run away! Oh, so this is going to be the Whirlwind, by the way, which is... see. Works pretty well. Is it me or do those guys kind of look like Flip? Alright, so let's check out the Juggernaut Technique spellbook. And I think we'll do that in the Nether. We do have a pretty decent open Nether spawn where it seems like a lot of piglins spawn, so we should have some guys to kill, hopefully. Alright, so let's check out some of these abilities here. First one's going to be Valiant Strike, which is kind of your basic attack. It's a dual-sworded chop. Seem to pretty much spam it pretty quickly. I already one-hit these guys, so it's hard to tell if it's more or less damaging than my normal hit. So I'm alternating, that's the Valiant. And the one prior to that was just your regular attack. Alright, so here's the Whirling Slam, kind of an AoE kind of ability. Charge back up again if I can get a couple of these guys over here. So it's got kind of like 3 distinct swings of the swords there, or the axes. So the next ability up is going to be Cataclysm, which is also a AoE kind of ability with a decent sized charge up. So it releases multiple explosions after you slam both your axes into the ground. Again, a pretty strong AoE ability. And then the last one we have is Tremor Walk, which you activate it and then it just makes a pulsing, almost like a Consecrate-like effect. I think this one is the ability that pushes this spellbook over the edge as far as the reason why I'm using this over the other ones. Tremor Walk doesn't have a terrible cooldown and it's just very powerful. So you have 3 different AoE abilities with this spellbook. So one thing we should touch on is the Berserker specialization and the abilities that that brings. I haven't yet tried Rampage or Bloodthirsty, but I did choose Beserking. You know, it sacrifices some of your hit points. You have a large amount of hit points in general, and it gives you stacking offensive buffs each time you hit an enemy, so if you're in a big crowd. But the main reason I got it is for this leap. I just thought this was a cool ability. You just leap forward and smash into the ground, damaging everybody in the area, pulling enemies in, and you could also inflict Immobilize. So it can be kind of hard to aim, but it does have a decent range, as you can see there. So let's get back into the third-person camera so you can kind of see it a little bit better. So, again, I'm sure the more you use it, you'll get used to that radius. So I did unlock my Ascendancy slot. I chose to go with this Cyclonic Cleave, swing my weapon around myself, dealing damage. Scales are the highest of your attack or spell attributes, so it seemed like the most melee focused. I mean, you could take a look, you can really go kind of any route you want. Like, this is a pretty melee focused one. These Righteous Hammers, which I used on the Crusader, are pretty melee focused, so you have a lot of options. Take it whichever way you want. I chose this one just because it's kind of something different, so I wanted to do. So let's give that a shot. Looks like I got some guys over here. We'll go into the third person. I mean, basically the same thing as Whirlwind on the other spellbook that we had. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna try. Can I hold it and it'll last longer? No. So, just seems like a short burst. Obviously pretty damaging, but it's kind of nice. It's now another AoE with this awesome spellbook that we have. I know there's certain structures in the Nether that generate with multiple mob spawners for piglin brutes. I found one in my Fire Mage 101 video. And it was a great source of just checking out abilities, grinding experience. I'll tell you, the charge up time on that is a lot, but I love it. It's so cool looking. This class is very fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to pick up, you know, which of these classes do I want to use in a long-term world once I'm done making all these, you know, short little videos. You know, I'm thinking of maybe doing some kind of a tutorial guided let's play type of thing, almost like the, you know, survival guide that Pixel Rift does for basic Minecraft, but for this mod pack. And it's tough because a lot of these classes are fun. So far, you know, I really enjoyed all of them. You know, the Archer was a little bit less fun for me, but still a good class. I tend to roll casters a lot in games, but something's fun about this guy just smashing people. Plus, I could try out so many of like Souls-like weapons. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, wasn't that bad. I forgot to turn the screen or the replay mode on, but whatever. Alright, we'll start with my least favorite boss, just mostly because, you know, I can't see in this stupid old champion's crypt. Maybe one day I'll put torches down or something. Or make a potion of night vision. Oh, here it is. Thank God. Okay. That was relatively easy. Alright, let's fight the old champion. We've already fought him once, but we didn't get credit for the quest, so we'll give him another go, see how some of these abilities work. Okay then. That was kind of anticlimactic. Oof. Closest Cathedral of Resurrection is pretty far. I'd probably be better off just going to find more moonstone and building that thing. Alright, I'm too lazy to go find the cathedral 7,000 blocks away, so let's fight this guy right here. Hi. Get some. So that was super easy. So you can see what weapons I'm using in enchants. I did end up enchanting some of my raid axes. All I have is diamond. I still haven't found a netherite smithing template, but I have Unbreaking, Looting, Enigma Resonator 3, Leeching Aspect, and then just Unbreaking and Shockwave on this one. I'm still not sure in the offhand if the enchants work or don't work. I'm guessing they do, but not 100%. So let's do his upgraded version and see how that goes. Yeah. Hi. Got dark. Okay, he's got a second phase. Still not overly difficult, but a little harder. Lord Soul, Essence of Luminescence, Moonlight, Greatsword. This thing's actually pretty cool. So I just really want to thank everybody for watching. During the last week or two, I've been starting to get some feedback from some of you guys, either through the Discord or through comments or whatnot. And I started doing these videos just because I thought it was something that was lacking in this in the space when you start playing this mod pack, and it seems like people are getting some value out of them. So I'm going to continue to do them. But I will stress that I have no idea what I'm doing as far as creating videos. It's something I just decided to do because I couldn't find any. So I'm completely receptive and welcoming to any kind of feedback on how to make them better. I know, recently it was suggested adding more music. Somebody had suggested doing some intros, so I try to incorporate the feedback while I can. It may not be immediate because if it's outside of my skill set, I have to learn how to do that in the video software, or, like music, where do I find free music, that kind of stuff. But I definitely appreciate the feedback, and I will do everything I can to incorporate it to make these better, because ultimately at the end of the day, I want these videos to help people. And if they're better for people to watch, then I would imagine that you would see more people watching them and more people getting helped by them. Anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Okay. Terrific. Mythic Diamond Dagger. Well, we don't use daggers. Use an axe. Cool. Right. I don't use bows. I don't know why I have that there. Can't even see what it does anyway. Oh god. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah guys, watch this video. I know what I'm doing. I mean, he's good at this game at least. Alright, roll now. Here's the you suck indicator. It's been 0 days since the last time you sucked at Minecraft. You're carrying dual diamond swords? Is that why I keep dying? Well, other than the fact that I'm terrible at this game. Yep. Guess I'm drunk.